Okay, greetings everyone. Welcome to Gerard Black in the Philippines with the Truth. And welcome to my channel. All my pizzas, triggers, lovers, haters, commenters, subscribers, scallywags, each and every one of you, I welcome you to my channel. Well, it's Saturday, and Saturday I have my Saturday afternoon lunch at Trevina in Dumaguete, across the street from the Nissan, and right beside the petroleum service station. Usually between like 12 and 2 or something like that. But feel free to drop by and hang out, have a chat, have a drink, and just chill. You know what I'm saying? So this is where I'm at right now. And this is why I didn't post a video in the morning on Saturday morning, because I look forward to doing the video here and posting that later on today. One thing I'm going to talk about is first of all, yes, it was Friday, and I ended up playing my game with my friends, foreign friends, or associates, or suckers, whatever you want to call it. And one of them had said to me, Gerard, he said, old dog, new tricks and stop smoking. Paul. And he says, how are you doing? I said, oh, wow, well, thank you for acknowledging. And he started asking me questions about cravings, things do I feel, do I miss them, and things like that. And I told him, I said, no. For those of you who don't know, I watched one of old Paul's new tricks video, and he had a health scare, ended up having some type of, I don't know, coughing, I don't want to call it, but he had a health scare, which I think prompted him to kind of decide, it's time to give up smoking. Paul, I know, Paul was a heavy smoker, so he had stopped smoking, and so, I know, I said, he would say he's going to be 70, and I am 70, I said, shit, if he can stop, I can stop. So that's exactly what I did, is that, I decided to stop smoking. And it was kind of off of the motivation of him. Figure if he could do it, I can do it. But they were asking me about some of the things that I was going through, do I have cravings and, things of that nature. And I explained to them, my stopping smoking, how you doing, my friend? My stopping smoking may have been, a little bit different, because I've been trying to quit for a while. I mean, when I was trying to quit, I mean, like, I stopped buying full packs of cigarettes. I was only buying like 10s, and I tried to make the 10 cigarettes last the whole day. And then I stopped buying those and only bought sticks. That's Lucy's. I was only buying those, and I would only buy 5, and knowing that by the time the sun came up the next day, I was going to be out of cigarettes. So I knew that maybe my last cigarette probably would have been like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. when I got up in the morning. But anyway, be that as it may, so I had been gearing myself up to stop smoking. But, and plus I was chewing Nicorette gum. My chewing Nicorette gum, and 4 milligrams or something like that, the highest dose. My chewing Nicorette gum, and then in between smoking cigarettes, I started thinking, I said, I think maybe I'm going to OD on nicotine, because not only am I still smoking cigarettes, but now I'm chewing Nicorette gum, and Nicorette gum has nicotine in it, I'm assuming, to help take away the cravings of it. And so I said, no, that's not gonna work. So I stopped taking the Nicorette and stopped smoking cigarettes altogether. So it was rather easy for me. Now I usually have problems like when I'm on the computer. Because if I'm on the computer and I'm doing something and I'm waiting for something to come up, I may light a cigarette and puff on it for a little while. And I use these sockets. These sockets that like you use for, and tools, socket tools. So like a 9/16 socket, and I would put it in an ashtray, and I smoke, and I put the cigarette in there, and it was smolder. The cigarette was smolder out, so it was never any smoke, just burning, needlessly. Like when you put a cigarette in an ashtray. I know when I was in the world, and I was moving too fast, and I go to places and people got these cigarettes burning in the ashtray, and I would be putting them out. And so why? You're gonna be begging for cigarettes a little bit. So I had this thing about putting out cigarettes, because I couldn't stand the smell of it. It's funny because I was a smoker, but I couldn't stand the smell of other people's smoke. So anyway, be that as it may, so I've been very fortunate. I was telling you about when I might feel, of course now everything on TV, somebody smoking a cigarette, but it doesn't, it doesn't make me crave for a cigarette. I know there are places that I stop at where people smoke, and those were the biggest challenges that I had to face, because I know that I'm going to stop there and they're going to be smoking cigarettes, and then I go to this thing in my head, should I smoke one or whatever like this, but then I stick to my guns and I don't. So it just became easier and easier for me, not to entertain the idea of smoking a cigarette, which is what it has morphed into now. So now, even here on Saturday, when I'm sitting here, I wouldn't smoke a cigarette. I wouldn't bring a cigarette. I wouldn't have cigarettes, but Calvin would. I would smoke one of his or something like that. But even now, no, I don't. I stopped at his house and he's smoking cigarettes or something like this, and I just don't. So I don't have the craving of smoking a cigarette, which is good. But one thing I pointed out is that now whenever I do think about like smoking a cigarette, if I was, then I usually get up. I get up and change, and I go play with my daughter, or, Duchess, or go lay with me on the floor, and kind of replace that craving, or replace that that feeling of smoke, feelings with good positive vibes, and those good positive vibes are hanging with my family. So then smoking. It was funny because Mia said to me, when was it, yesterday? I think yesterday. Because before they go to bed, said, do you have cigarettes for the store closed across the street? Because the store across the street sells Lucy's. So I used to always tell Malin, go get me 3 cigarettes, 3 sticks, or 5 sticks before they close, because I know once they close, I won't have any. And sometimes they be closed already and I won't have none at all. But Mia asked me, how many, do you need cigarettes? I said, Mia, I haven't smoked cigarettes in almost 2 weeks. You haven't noticed? You haven't noticed I haven't smoked cigarettes? So I started laughing. I thought, oh my goodness, So anyway, right now I'm feeling good about not smoking. I'm exercising more, which is something that I need to do. So that's a good feeling that I'm bringing, doing for myself. So that it's going good. So for those of you who are thinking about, like I said, I'm not going to keep harping about not smoking cigarettes, but I thought I'd bring you up to date on that. That ever since that video, I don't know how long ago it was, week, 2 weeks ago, I don't know, that when I said I stopped smoking, I still have not smoked a cigarette. Okay, so with that being said, I want to talk to you about something else in the Philippines. I was watching Smooth Lee. Smooth Lee is a good brother, he's in the States, and I got to watch a couple of his videos, and he talked about, how some of the brothers, who are in the Philippines, or, who, I can't remember exactly where it was, but I got the idea that a few people, couldn't make it in the Philippines or something like that, or can't make it back in the States. If they go back to the States, they can't make it or whatever, but be that as it may, I can't remember it at all, I should have done more of my homework and watched it again before I spoke on it. But all I know that I like the brother, and I like his videos of what he was talking about. And I just want to say, when you come to the Philippines, I was watching, I think it's Paul again. talking about three things that you need to know about moving to Dumageddon or whatever. Look, man, let me tell you something. Take it from me, a double OG. You don't need to know nothing. There's nothing that anybody can prepare you for. I mean, there's nothing that anyone can safeguard you for. You come over here and you forge your own world, man. Somebody had commented to me saying, I like how you created your world. And that's what I did. I came over here and I created my world. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I was looking for when I decided to look for it. I knew the criteria of a woman that I wanted in my life. And I knew the expectation or the contract I was putting on her, and she had to agree to it, and she agreed to it, and that's why she's here. You know what I'm saying? So when you come over here in the Philippines, you come over here, you could come over here with no agenda, and you just want to island hop and or Filipina hop or lady boy hop, whatever it is that you want to do. I mean, you can do it. It's so funny. I was watching Family Guy, and Family Guy, Brian's cousin or something, has a Filipino houseboy. Brian's cousin is gay, so he has a Filipino houseboy. So now it's kind of funny, but anyway, to me it is. But you can come over here and do whatever you want to do. The only thing is that you just have to just be careful. I mean, don't do stupid shit. I mean, don't be drinking all the time. Don't be going out and getting drunk. I watch foreigners get fights and all this stuff, and some of them getting shootouts. But you know what? If you got money, man. If you got money, you know what I'm saying? There been one or two murders, but if you got connections or married to a police sergeant or police, official, female, you're covered, But it's funny because here in the Philippines, like if you committed, let me see how I can explain this. If something happens to you, or let's say, I'm trying to recall that case. There was a case where a guy was riding a bike or something like this, I think, or whatever, and he ended up killing somebody. I think the point I want to stress more than anything else is that often the time, you have the option of pursuing a case against an individual. Yeah, let me do it like this. Now, depending upon the amount of pressure that is put on you by the person that you're filing a case against, you may not want to. You may not want to press charges because these people are connected, and you say no, it's okay. So you may not want to press charges on whoever it is that they're trying to protect. But there's another side of that coin too. The other side of that coin is that they don't want you to press charges. They want you to let him go. Let him walk out of jail. Because when you walk out, revenge is sweet. It's sweet. It happened to a foreigner couple, and I see the image in my mind when they let them out of jail because of something that he did. Someone drove by and shot the both of them, on their motor while they were heading home. That's the type of justice that's here in the Philippines. Justice is crazy here. So the best bet for you to do is really, just mind your own business and take care of yourself. I mean, I know I wanted to live like a king. I know, I picked my wife because I had a criteria. The woman could not have no more. I haven't said this in a long time, so some of you may have heard this. May have heard this before. When I wanted to have a woman, she couldn't have no more than 2 kids, and neither one of them over the age of 10, because I felt at 10 and under, a man coming into their life, that's a good age that you can bond with them children. You can bond with them. You can have that connection with them. And it worked out fine because I had 2 kids and neither one of them were over the age of 10. That was one of the criteria. And then the other criteria that I told Mia, I said, look, let me explain to you what I expect of you, and I would give you the world. I said, look, if you got and I tell you this too, if you got a Filipino girl, if you ain't smashing her every night or every other night, no 3 days should pass without tapping that ass. And that's me. That's me. Because I never wanted sex to ever be an issue in my relationship. I don't know how many years I got left where I'm gonna be able to do what I'm doing. I already know my limitations are slowly creeping upon me. But I don't want you to ever say no, and that's what I mean. Never say no. If you can agree to never say no, and no 3 days should pass without tapping that ass, well, I will take care of you. I would take care of your family. I will give you a life beyond your life, your wildest dreams, and that's what I feel I have done for her. And it's as long as that agreement is still written in stone and still being honored, nothing can go wrong. Nothing can go wrong. Before when I used to ask me, "Are you happy?" She would have, now she say, yeah, she's very happy. Her sons have the best, and they've come a long way. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mind it. I'm glad. See, it was important that the woman who I was with had to have children, because I know the children will be like her anchor babies. You know what I'm saying? That she ain't going too far for them kids. As opposed a woman who's single might go off or whatever. She's had some experience with foreigners that had not been very pleasant. But it took some time to mold her into the type of woman that she is now. And I'm very happy for her and very appreciative for her. And so yeah. When you come to the Philippines, like I came here for 30 days and decided to say, hell, in the 30 days, I ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But and gradually, I learned to I lived the layout of the land and some of the cultures, and this is where I wanted to be. People always say, Gerard, you always wear jewelry, and all that stuff. Yeah. In the States too, I always wear my jewelry. Why? I've never been robbed. I don't say knock on wood or whatever. Because I don't put myself in situations where the likelihood of that happening happens. And that's how you have to live your life, man. You have to just be a consequential thinker. And thank God every day. Smoothly says, very grateful, man, for today, man. God's given us this day to be alive. Make it the best day you can. And thank you for watching Gerard, Black in the Philippines with the truth. Remember, dreams are nothing more than plans awaiting action. Never disrespect the other or fool someone else. And sometimes you're the only one to see your vision. And the best revenge in life is to live good. I'm living good today. I hope you are too. And if you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ali Woodson, former lead singer that Sensation once sung, treat her like a lady. And ladies, if you're lucky enough to have a good man like me, make you feel like a king, and never say no. I love you like a love song, baby. I'll talk to you later.